Morning, everyone. It's Mornings with Maysha, of As Long as You're Breathing. And this morning, when I got up and was fixing my hot tea, I kept getting these hits before I even got out of bed. I was getting the hits on. You need to talk more about the fact that we are to progress along our timeline while raising our vibrational frequency all at the same time. That it's life is a work in progress, meaning you're supposed to be progressing along as you are building your life. And that's what you need to talk about today. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think I talk about that a lot. And they're like, you do, but we want you to focus on it in kind of a different way. Go draw a card. So I did, and I got the 10 of Wands. Now, many people interpret the 10 of Wands that this person has such a heavy burden. They're carrying so much and they can't even see where they're going. Well, I get that interpretation. And that's true. This person is carrying a lot of wands and they can't see where they're going. They're just putting one foot in front of the other. So this person is persevering. This person is perhaps carrying things that they don't need to carry. Maybe 10 wands is too many at one time. And this person really doesn't know where they're going. And they've even got their head down. They're not even trying to peek through and see. So really, this person has kind of chosen, it almost seems, to just take every one of these, put their head down, and just barrel forward the best they can. And that's one way to look at this card. But there is like a beautiful life that they're headed to. They're kind of going at it at an angle, but there's a house and trees and yeah, so they have someplace they're headed. So they just really can't see how to get there, holding all these wands. The other thing is, you notice the wands, they're green. So they're not carrying like cords of wood or something, okay? Not just sticks. But these are ideas. These are ideas. These are things this person sees good about. These all have potential. There's life with all of these. So maybe that's why the person's not putting any of them down is, well, which one would I put down? There's sprigs of life with each one. So how would I know which one to even put down? I'm going forward. I'm headed to the dream, and all of these are fresh and good ideas and there's merit to them. And so I'm just taking them all and I'm going. Well, you can do that, but I don't think this person is enjoying any of these. And I'm not sure this person's going to know when they get here. I think they may just go right past it because they're not even looking. This person is carrying some beautiful ideas, and because wands represent ideas or communication, even is carrying some beautiful things communicated to them. So they don't have necessarily all just burdensome. It's not like it's just wood that's burdensome and heavy. There's potential here, but they're not enjoying any of it. Look at their back, how their back is humped over. They're not looking out. They're not seeing the blue sky. They can't see the green grass. They can't see, they can't see any of it. All they've got is all of the ideas, all of the things they're trying to do, all which seems like good stuff, like it's sprouting and going to do something, in spite of being taken off the trees. It's all like it's alive, it's vibrant. There's potential with all of these things. So how do you know what to put down? So you can actually not be humped-backed, so you can actually see where you're going. You can actually enjoy the journey. How do you know? How do we know? Well, society doesn't tell us, that's for sure. We know that. Patriarchal mindset doesn't tell us, that's for sure. People in the cheap seats don't tell us, that's for sure. What we did in the past doesn't necessarily tell us, because maybe we've changed now, and that energy, while it was great then, it doesn't match us now. What tells us? What do I hold on to, and what do I put down here so I can enjoy the journey? How do I progress up when I'm carrying so much? The weight of the world. Look how much I'm carrying. Look how my back is humped over. So how do I do this? How do I pick and move forward and progress upward at the same time? Because we all know the world doesn't stop turning. Energy never stops flowing. And if I don't pick, I don't really see where I'm going. So I'm really just kind of being pushed on by the inertia of it. I've put my head down and I'm just going. Now, granted, I'm doing it under my own foot power. So it looks like I'm making the choice, but I'm not looking. So I'm not peeking out. I got my head down. So really, I think I'm in control of where I'm going, but I'm really kind of off course. I'm kind of going toward it, but I'm kind of not. I can relate to this in so many ways. I'm a person who generates ideas. That's what I do. And so that's why people have me channel for them. That's why people contact me to channel for them, is they need to know what they need to hear from the universe. You know, they need ideas generated. They need, and I have no problem channeling ideas for people, channeling inspiration for people, connecting to all the possibilities for them. But thankfully, it's not up to me which possibilities they go with and which ones they don't. Thankfully. That's why I don't tend to do coaching. I do teaching, I do mentoring, but it's to help other people open up to their intuition and decide for themselves. So they don't get all the downloads, perhaps. They don't see all the possibilities. Okay, I'm very, very willing to serve in that role and enjoy it. It lights me up. I enjoy it. The universe likes giving me stuff. And so I can tune into their energy, tune into the universe, and I enjoy doing it. But at the end of the day, it's their own energy management, guided from their heart space, that has to determine which of the things I tell them that they do. But the thing is, the universe gives me just as many ideas for myself, and I have to do the same thing. And I've been this person and can become this person very easily. I'm prone to this, and I know that about myself. I have a bulletin board full of ideas. I have a box over here with index cards that there's a filing system for it, because there's a good idea on every one of them. Okay. I love how Sherry Moyes puts it. Is this a for now or a for later thing? If it's a for later thing, make note of it somewhere and do it later. And for me, they're all for now. I want to do them all right now because I'm excited about them. But of course, we can't do that, or we end up like this. Maybe not even hitting where we're going to, not enjoying it at all. Actually, probably with a backache. And may even drop some of them, because how long can you go like that? And so that's what we're being called to do today, is understand that we are to enjoy our lives, but we have to edit. We have to edit. We don't carry all 10 things at the same time. Some of them, good as they are, as much life as there still is in them, maybe our past. And we should be disconnecting from that and saying, either because they're not connected anymore, so they aren't, because it's the societal programming that I've disconnected from. It was an old paradigm that I've disconnected from, or it was good stuff, but it's just not what lights me up now. But it's been with me so long, or I'm supposed to, or I should, or I'm expected to, so I better keep carrying that. And then I've got to have my future. I've got to know where I'm going. I've got to get there. I've got to get to the big house and the trees and the estate, and I've got to get there. And so I got to carry all the things that are going to get me there. Well, you're about to miss it, and you're not enjoying getting there. There's a better way. Enjoy the journey. Happiness is how we do our journey, not a destination. This isn't going to be a happy place if you've broken your back, haven't seen anything along the way, you're exhausted, and you still got the past with you. And chances are you're going to be, what's the next thing? And so that leaves you with like these that are actually about the journey itself and where you're headed right now. We have to, of course, be looking forward, thinking about the future. Of course we do. And we don't just write our past off. There was all a bunch of mistakes. I've got to heal from all of that. Not necessarily. Some of it you may have to heal from. Some of it maybe was things that, hindsight being 2020, but we don't get to do that. And there's no need to. The mind's learned from it. So release that. When it's time to engage with the mind and say, what's you got? What have you got up there, computer? What's our data bank on that situation? You can refer back to it then. So don't get hung up on it and keep it in the forefront all the time. There's no reason to do that. But we do have to decide. The weight of all of that will keep you in dense energy. You're not going to spiral upward and come to the lighter energy and enjoy. This is just work. This is just work. And not even enjoying the work. This is just work. There's 10 of them. You got a lot of them. 10's a great number. But it's all just work. And the house is actually already there. Grass is green right where you're at. The sky's blue. You got on a pretty good looking outfit there. Got snazzy shoes. But you're oblivious. Too many wants. Too much of a good thing. Too much of a bad thing. Too much of a combination of things. Just too much. We have to edit our lives. That's what we're being called to do at this point in time. We're being called to understand that things and accomplishments are not necessarily what make us happy. I'm not saying having things is a bad thing. I'm not saying accomplishing is a bad thing. We are here to enjoy the life. So of course we're to accomplish things, to have abundance, to have things, but we're to enjoy it at the same time. We are to not be burdened down and in the denser energies of things, but head held high, enjoying what we're doing. Higher vibrational energy, not burdened by things, but happy. Look at the wands I've got. I'm carrying my wands so I can progress on, but I see everything around me and I'm enjoying it at the same time. That's what we're meant to do. That's what our lives are meant to be. So how do we do that? Well, we go away from anything that was holding us back. We progress or we heal from it. So our vibrational frequency goes up and we pull our energy to ourselves for the present. little bit of energy for looking forward. Nothing wrong with that. We've got to do some of that, yes, but don't have such, I've got to do it. Your timeline is going to flow. And the outcome is open to possibility. So I guess I've got a goal. I've got a general direction I'm going here. But I'm open to possibility. And I'm going to flow there. I'm going to get there. And I'm the only one that can get me there. My legs have to get me there. It's not a magic carpet ride. I have to get me there. But I have to see where I'm going. And I can't break my back while I'm doing it. And what's it matter if I get there, if when I get there, I'm just going to do this to myself again? Or I've missed everything along the way and I get there and what I really wanted isn't there. But I've still got my 10 sticks. I didn't put any of them down. So, no, we don't put too much energy there. We put some, but we don't put too much. And we hold on to the things from the past that are worth holding on to. Our memories. We maintain connections that are worth maintaining. But there are things we do have to let go of, even good things, or that we have to redistribute our energy with. My mom is always, so have you heard from Patrick? Patrick's my son. I'm like, no, I haven't. And she's like, just blown away by that. And I'm like, Mom, my son's very busy. When he has something exciting, I'm who he calls. When something's upsetting, I'm who he calls. When he has time to just talk and he just wants to just be, because he's like me, a bear in a china shop, and just wants to go on and on and on about something, or is just really up and remembering something, and I'm the one he calls. We may be on the phone 2 hours. We may talk about nothing about what if, and then just create these storylines, what if, because we're both progressive thinking people. He may send me pictures of fish that he fries. Or if he's on vacation somewhere, he may send me a picture of what he's looking at. So we communicate just fine, but my son has his own life. I don't spend all my time trying to know what he's doing. That's his life to do. It's his life to do. So my relationship with my son has changed. When he was a little boy, I knew everything he was doing, or tried to. There is the time with the pumpkin bread. He says I can't talk about him without telling that story. My son was saying words at 3 months old, speaking in sentences that were not necessarily grammatically correct. They didn't have prepositions or whatever, perhaps, but was speaking in sentences at 10 months old. I want drink. I want French fry. I want hamburger. He was when walking at 10 months old. Starting to walk at 10 months old. Well, walking pretty well. Walking without any trouble by the time he was a year. So starting to walk at 10 months old. My son was and so he was like 2, and maybe not 2, he was 2. And it was Thanksgiving time, and I had made pumpkin bread, and he wanted pumpkin bread, and I said, no, you have to wait. And so I had 2 pans of it even, and I had it sitting up on the countertop. Well, because I had made so much, I didn't make it like in a loaf pan, because I only had one of those. I did it like a cake, in a cake pan. So I got to feeling guilty about telling him no. I made 2. And so, yes, it was for Thanksgiving dinner, but I had made 2. So I'm like, son, come on, I'll give you some pumpkin bread. And this little face is like this. Okay, why? You've been talking since you were not even supposed to be able to talk. So what are you doing? why am I just getting this from you? This didn't add up, okay? So I went and uncovered the pumpkin bread, and the pan that I uncovered, there was just a picture frame left. Little fingers had eaten the whole center out, taken the whole center out. So as I got closer to him, because he was like a ways from me, I could see pumpkin bread all over his face. So I didn't always keep as close an eye on him, apparently, as I should have, but I definitely don't keep that kind of tabs on him now. Our relationship has changed, but we have an amazing relationship, and he knows if I'm talking about him. So you tell the pumpkin bread story, didn't you? Well, of course I did, son. It's one of my favorite stories because you never stopped talking. You've talked almost since you were born, and here I'm trying to give you pumpkin bread, and all you can do is go. Of course I told that story. It's one of my favorite ones. But my relationship with him has changed now. Does it mean that I don't have one? God, no. I have a great relationship with him, but I don't call him every day. I don't hover over him. I don't impose myself in his life. It's appropriate for now. It would not have been appropriate when he was 2. Maybe I should have been a little closer so he didn't eat all that pumpkin bread, but certainly it's appropriate for now. And so the things in our past, they're not all things that we need to heal from and release, but we do need to redistribute our energy with them. And we don't let somebody else tell us how to. Now, my mom would have me be in touch with him much more than I am. And for her, that's how she thinks, and that's how she feels, and that's what works for her. But that's not what works for my son and I. It's not what works for him. It's not what works for me. So societal expectations, family expectations, what the people in the cheap seats think my relationship with my son should be, they don't get to decide. He and I get to decide. And we've done that. And so I have huge chunks of energy that I could sit around. Well, mom thinks I should talk to Patrick more. Maybe I should talk to Patrick more. Maybe I'm a bad mom because I don't talk to Patrick more. I could do that. But what a waste of energy that is. How about what works in my heart space? What works in my life? What works for me? What works for him? This is working. Why do the people in the cheap? I'm not going to give energy to what do people in the cheap seats think about what's working for me. That's wasted energy. I'm going to live my life just the way I'm living it. Patrick and I are great. He sent me the fried fish, and he deep fries everything. I thought maybe it was bananas because the ends were round. And so I guessed wrong because it was a picture. It's not like I could see it that well. And he thought that was funny. And I just got LOL, no fish. And that's it. But I know he was laughing, and I know he knew why I thought bananas, because even though it was a flat picture, but I could see ends that looked round, and I'm thinking, okay, this child deep fries everything, so what could this possibly be? And my first thought was fish, but I didn't go with that because that's the obvious. And why would he send me fish? It's usually when he's doing the exotic. And so I think it was a test just to see, what's mom think I'm into? And I failed. I just knew it was bananas. So and we didn't have to have that conversation to have a meaningful exchange, because I know what he was thinking. He knows what I was thinking. And so that's just what we said back and forth, and it's all good. And so why would I put energy into what other people think about that? I know. And you shouldn't either. Your past is what your past is. And you redistribute your energy as you see fit. As you see fit. What's in alignment with your heart space? What's in alignment with your energy management? Because that's what we're being called to do, is understand we are energetic beings in a physical body. It's all intricate. And so we have to take care of this physical body. We have to meet its needs, the emotional needs, the psychological needs, the mental needs, the spiritual needs, but do it from an energetic standpoint, understanding that we're energy, and that taking care of all of those things is living. So we should enjoy those too. Do them in a way you enjoy. Don't let society decide for you. Maybe one of these ones is a gym membership that I pay for it, And people expect to see me there. That's the thing to do these days. And so maybe one of these ones is I've got to make time to go to the gym. I got to make time to go to the gym. I got to make time to go to the gym. No, not if you don't enjoy the gym, you don't. Maybe that's not what you enjoy. Maybe that's not what lights you up. Maybe what lights you up is walking or dancing or swimming or whatever. But don't make it a wand that you're carrying. Make it part of your life that you're enjoying. Our physical self-care, our emotional self-care, our mental self-care, our spiritual self-care, they're wands that we have to carry. We have to do those things every day, but they shouldn't be, oh, got that wand done, check. Got that wand done for the day, check. No, it should be things that light us up because they're huge moments in our lives. Every moment is huge. We should be enjoying every moment. Now, does that mean that it's going to be giddy enjoyment? Not necessarily. I mean, if you lift weights, or those things may be a strain, but it should be a strain that you chose to put yourself into, not one that, oh, got to carry that wand. No. Make all of that what you enjoy. I walk. It's good for my health. It's good for my fibromyalgia. It helps keep me loose. It helps keep me strong. It burns calories. I can meditate and walk at the same time. It puts me out in nature. It's grounding. It does multiple things. And so I walk nearly every day, sometimes twice a day. It's living for me. It's not a check, walked today. Now, do I have to keep up with it to make sure that I keep time for it, that I make that energetic bandwidth for it? Yes. I have to edit my life so that there is time to do that. Walking 10 minutes is not going to do all those things. I need much more time than that. And so it's on my thing for the day. But it's not just something I'm just going to check off and say, oh, thank God that's over with. No, I'm going to enjoy it. It's not a heavy wand I'm carrying. It's a wand that I can carry this many, and I can see where I'm going, and I can carry them all, et cetera, et cetera. You may say, well, you're oversimplifying life. Life's not like that. We've got to do what we've got to do. No, we don't. That's societal programming. That's societal programming. Are there things that we are responsible for? Absolutely. But when we have all those responsibilities, we need to look at the life we've manifested, and we need to start editing it so it becomes a life that is not so burdened with responsibilities that we don't enjoy life. When we have that kind of stress upon ourselves, we've not manifested a life from our heart space, because our heart space will not put us in a place that we cannot energetically manage. Our heart space will not guide us to a life that is so full that there's no energetic bandwidth for the things we really want. And that's the point here. Which one of these wands does this poor person really want? Put the rest of them down. Maybe go back and get them later. They may be great ideas that are on note cards that are over here that you're going to get to, and you can get to them, but you can only do so many at one time and get your walking in and actually eat and, balanced life, a happy life. This person has got a plethora of wands, and wands are ideas and communication. Wands are good things, or they can be a bunch of heavy sticks. Either way, this person's got a plethora of them. And there's a blue sky, and there's green grass, and there's a beautiful life here. And this person's going to miss it all. And they're weighted down, dense, emotionally dense, not enjoying it. It's a burden. They've become a beast of burden. They've manifested themselves into a beast of burden. They're going along, they're progressing, but they're not spiraling upward. And they're not enjoying the progression at all. Just the momentum they had when they put their head down and they started forward. That's all that's keeping them going, is the momentum of it. How will they even know when they get to the place they're so desperate to get all these wands to? They're not looking. Now, is this for me today? Kind of, sort of, some. I do channel a lot of ideas. I do have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of note cards. It can be hard some days to stop getting all the ideas and to focus on the ones I've already got. It's a choice I have to make. And I have to choose. I have to choose my wands like everyone else. And it's not oversimplifying. It's not writing off responsibilities. It's not being irresponsible. It's being responsible. You can't carry all of these wands and do them justice. And you're certainly not doing yourself justice. You're not doing your own true self-care here at all. And do these wands even appreciate that you're carrying them? How would you know? You're not interacting with them. You don't know. Don't do this to yourself. That's what the message is today. Don't do this to yourself. Edit your life to include only that which is truly lighting you up. Don't worry about the people in the cheap seats. Heal from anything in the past if you need to. Release whatever you need to. Redistribute your energy however you need to. But you decide from here what lights me up. If you're lit up, things aren't as heavy. When you're lit up, you're up like this. You're not down like this. You're not in the dense energy. And you can actually accomplish so much more when you're lit up. And you can enjoy it and progress through it. And then you can go back and pick up some of those wands if you need to, and then do those and enjoy those. This person's not enjoying any of their wands. They're just carrying them. And that's what we want to say today. Don't carry a bunch of wands. Good wands, bad wands, indifferent wands. One's because you're supposed to, one's because you got to, one's because you like that wand. Don't just carry so many wands that you're not enjoying any of it. That you're going to miss where you're headed, that you don't see the green grass, the blue trees, that your back is hurting, that you're not doing your self-care, that you don't even know if the wands want you to carry them or not. You're just carrying the wands. Don't do that to yourself. Just don't do that to yourself. You're worth more. You deserve more. You came here to live from your heart space. And the truth of the matter is that doing this, you're not. So you're not in vibrational frequency. And so places that you're supposed to be, people that you're supposed to be seeing, things you're supposed to be doing, you're missing them. And because you're missing them, other people, you're not at that place. You're not at that moment in time. You're not with that person. You're not doing that thing. And so it's creating butterfly effect, which is chaotic energy that ripples out, not just from you, because you've got chaotic energy here, nothing but chaos. There's no flow. There's no enjoyment here. This is chaotic energy. And it's all that's rippling out from you. The butterfly effect from it is chaotic energy. Instead of the beautiful life that you're supposed to have. And it's because you just need to put down some wands. Edit your life. Edit your life. So it's the beautiful life you're supposed to have. So you can live in great big capital.